Suffolk Hobbit, and today I'm going to do the unboxing of the Bloodbowl Dwarf Deathroller. Oh yes, it's going to be good. I think there's already a unboxing a couple on YouTube, but my plan is for this one, so I'm going to unbox it, but I'm also going to do a couple of videos which I can progress, so one I've got half assembled, half painted, sort of go along with it, because I want to spend a lot of time on this, just because it's such a cool little model, it's a cool little treat for myself sort of thing. So I'm going to do a couple of different progress type things. I've just done the video on the teams that stands, and I want to sort of do something different sort of thing, sort of, like I say, just go along with it and see what we do. But okay, so here we are. I actually like the box. The boxing is a bit better than last time, to me. I'm sure the other boxing a bit more plain with the font and stuff. So you've got your usual guide to building resin kits. Ta-da! Always read through this. If you haven't, always read through it, because the resin kits are different to your standard plastic, and it is a lot harder to go through, just because the way they're, what material is that they're made from and things. Always clean your parts before you actually assemble it as well, because they have a load of oily type stuff on it to help it come out the moulds. So yeah, so we've got instruction, which has got the usual Games Workshop new standard of sort of called a CGI sort of computer graphic design stuff. I'm assuming that must be how they actually design it at the very beginning. Maybe they don't sculpt as much as they used to, I'm not sure, but here are all the bits. So there's a lot of pieces there, and there's a lot of small bits as well, so that's interesting. So obligatory free bit of bubble and squeak. Oh, it's actually quite small. And then we've got, ta-da, there you go, all the pieces. And already I can see that my favourite part of this, which to me is the highlight of this model, which is the to be squashed goblin. Look at that, that's a cool, so this will sit on top of the base. That's got a lot of detail on, which is a shame considering half it's going to be covered up by the Deathroller, but that's actually very, very cool. Really, really cool, loads of detail, and that's really good. It doesn't look like it's got tidying up either, which is good. So a bit of foam. So yeah, so it's kind of a guessing game as to what some of this stuff is, because obviously it's not really that self-explanatory compared to other kits. So you've got what look like the sides. I don't know if you can see, there's some nice detail. I'd imagine some parts of this probably won't even be that exposed, so it's going to be a case of just maybe an undercoat too, and that'll be it. There's not going to be much point in there. I'll do him last, just because I want to save him to last. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much point in painting some of this up to a real great standard, because it's going to be hidden, I'd imagine, underneath the other parts as you build it up. But that looks like the seat. Cool bit of detail in there again. It's got like a wire mesh looking seat to it. You've got the central piece, which is very big. Look at the detail on that. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like the little sort of cockpit, for want of a better explanation term. How cool is that? That's loads of detail there. That's really good. Again, actually, I'm quite surprised that at a glance this kit doesn't hardly need any. That's the cover, either that way or that way, I'm not sure. Looks like that's the cover for it, maybe, it goes there. But there's hardly any clean-up that's needed. I mean, wow, look at that. How cool is that? That's a roller. Look at, I mean, I don't know if you can see it as well as I can naked eye, but I mean, that is quite mesmerising, just how crisp and how well sculpted and designed that is. That's brilliant. That looks like the real thing. It's amazing. We've got a couple of cogs here. Looks like they go just above the wheels, by the looks of it, or above the roller parts, the wheels, whatever. They sit just above it. And again, lovely little detail. Dry brush heaven, I think it's going to be the case with some of this model. And then we've got the actual roller pieces themselves, which I think looks like they sit this way. So they'll sit like that on the model. That's very cool. So the model itself is actually going to be quite wide. So if we just loosely plop them on there like that, I'm guessing that's how they're going to go, near enough. So I mean that's pretty damn wide as a comparison. I mean, you're looking at what? So the average person, like 3 fingers width model, plus a little bit more, because obviously you've got these things that are going to be sitting on the side of it as well. So that's actually a pretty big model for what is a very small little base. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's that. Then we have got, so these are all the little pieces we've got here, the little extra odds and sods. Got some, these go on the back. These go on the back, just beyond the wheels. Looks like, I suppose they would be what you'd use to churn up the grass with, I guess, to like reseed it or something. I don't know. That's them anyway. Then you've got a little pedal pedally thing there. You have got another pedal. No one can ever have enough pedals, you always need more than one pedal. There you go, it's looking cool. You have got the most intricate looking little, the handlebars. Whoops, the handlebars as such of the thing. Look how small they are. I'm going to dread cutting them off. I'm sure they'll be fine, but anything that small on such a massive block of resin always worries me, because obviously it's going to get snapped off or something. That's them. Whoops, I'll stop with that. And then we've finally got the Dwarf's, excuse me, free sneeze for every view. You've got the Dwarf's hands holding his tankard, and it's actually, I don't know if you can see it that well, but you can just see the bit of the slip where obviously he's like charging in, sort of thing, like in the picture you see it charging, you see a bit of foam hanging over the side of the cup, cake, whatever. That's a cool little touch that is. Makes it look like a crazy ride. I like that, that's cool. But again, the detail wise, the arms and that fit in exactly with the Dwarfs and the actual Dwarf teams, which is perfect. There's not like any odds and sorts of differences. And there is the actual Dwarf himself. Wow, he is very well detailed. He's actually got a few extra little bits and bobs. If you look on the back of his armour there, he's got a few little sort of rune looking symbols and things going on the back there and stuff. Really, really cool. He's very well detailed. Like the beard, it's way more detailed than the standard models, which obviously it will be for Full Trail, but just saying, it is really, really cool. I mean, his face is absolutely, and there's hardly any clean up. You've got a few bits of flash in him, there's a few little thin bits of stuff, but clean up wise there's hardly anything to actually mould along with, so we're in for just pretty much a case of just washing them, cutting them off the sprues and then getting straight on with it, which is really cool. I always like that. That's him. And then finally the poor hapless little goblin. There he is. He's looking a bit worried. And he's got looks like he's got an eye sticking out a bit more than the other, so I'm not sure if that's meant to be a hint as to the fact that the pressure's starting to build on and he's about to go where the Deathroller's rolling over him, or whether he's just putting a weird face as he's about to be squashed, I don't know. But again, looks really cool. I'm looking forward to painting him up. I think I have a good, cool little paint scheme with him. But yeah, that is that. So like I say, I'm going to do like a couple of videos. I'd love to do a rolling video of me like building it and you're watching it happen, but I haven't got the time or the memory space for such a video, which is a shame. So what I'm going to do is simply go for a case of, I'll say 2 or 3 videos of so many assembly bits, then the next stage bit undercoat painted, go for different things so you guys can see my journey as it is, as it's going through, and hopefully you can see what it looks like in the final completed stage. That's a really cool kit. There's value for money. I think I'm £42 of postage, £41, something like that. But yeah, I recommend it, guys. That's the Bloodbowl Dwarf Deathroller, awesome miniature, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon, and as always, take care. Rock and roll.